Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the City.
City. I'm Treese,
It's Nels.
and we are jumping into our review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I believe we're on episode 11 now. So yes, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And we just want to say thank you so much. We love to see the growth in our subscribers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's get into it and let's get shady.
We start off at Lewis and Tiffany's house, and Lewis comes into the kitchen, to check on her. And apparently she has to have a conversation with her parents about going to Utah, Alabama to find her biological father. And she is not excited about having this conversation. She doesn't know how they're going to react, but, she says they can be either upset or supportive.
Mm-hmm.
She says her son David is her only blood relative that she knows, and it's important to her to find out his health history and, his background, and for him to know his background. She said when she was younger, she would actually go to the grocery store and, look at people and like just kind of wondered, like, I guess like,
is that
my family or, so her parents stopped by and she tells us that she grew up in a very loving home. Her parents were super amazing.
Diane and William.
Yes.
Those are
And
her
she
parents.
doesn't want to do, I did get their name. I just didn't say
Okay. I was just saying.
Okay. And she doesn't want to make them feel any type of way. So they go outside on the back patio and sit down, and she lets her parents, William and Diana,
okay,
know that she's ready to find her biological father. And her mom says, that's fine. That's totally up to you. And her mom says she didn't know her dad growing up her entire life. She found him when she was in her 30s. And she says she really wanted to know because I guess her mom always told her that she was Native American. So she wanted to know her roots and her background as well. But she says when she was younger, she didn't want to know because when her mom got married to her stepfather, that was it for her. That was dad. And she never ever, still to this day, never referred to him as stepfather. Now she notices her father is being super quiet. And she asked him, like, you okay over there, Pop? And he's like that. He's just listening. And he says he didn't feel very well when she found out that she was adopted. And he thought that, she wouldn't love him anymore and they really wouldn't see her anymore. And actually, Tiffany got kind of upset by this. But he said, he was realizing that he was thinking wrong. And, it really shouldn't be that way. She should be able to know that she's adopted, learn her roots, and, and everybody should be fine with it. She says that her mom gave her the name of a man who could have been her father. And, they did a DNA test and it turns out that wasn't her father. Lewis tells them that he thinks that she couldn't have a better chosen family.
Right.
Her family really does seem supportive. I felt the love in this.
I did too. I was like, girl, why you need to go find these people? Screw them. So we see Marceau and Tisha. They meet up with Miss Wanda. She's meeting with the vendor to talk about her food truck.
I thought he was just a mechanic.
Well, was it? Well, a mechanic.
I think he's just a mechanic.
I figured that's the mofo she was buying it from. So, anyway, they're there to see Miss Wanda's food truck because they're putting up the funds. Now Marceau says it's a possibility. Tisha says absolutely. And Marceau lets us know it's an absolute possibility. I said, you are just a very crafty asshole. You really are. I love
He is. He is. And you know what? I really still, I don't like him, but now that I have someone to compare him to, I like him a little bit more than I did.
Right. So Tisha asked if the truck is worth it after seeing it, because yeah, it don't look worth it. Even my boo said that's a piece of shit. But anyway, so Miss Wanda loves it. She said her truck will be off the chain. She expects her nieces Tiffany and Quanisha, I believe that was the girl's name, to come out and assist and help her in the truck. Marceau then asked the mechanic how much the truck actually is, and the guy tells him it's $40,000
to fix it and, for sale.
Get it running. Marceau noticed it. Well, we see in the confessional, Marceau says we would be not giving money, we would be throwing money away if we do this. Tisha says it's an investment. We learned that the truck is not mobile. Apparently the engine is not even in there, or something's wrong with the engine. Marceau,
how you gonna have a mobile food truck that's not mobile?
Marceau tells Miss Wanda that if the vehicle starts up
right now,
you can have this money. And she's like, don't play with me, Marceau. I told you, I ain't here to play no games, Marceau.
She said, you go on and get a battery. He said, no. Right now.
Right now.
Then I know God is with you.
So basically she's like, I really need this done. I need things taken care of right now, Marceau. So she shows them her menu for her kitchen on wheels. And Tisha says she's doing her part. And yeah.
Time for them to do theirs. Right there.
Right. Too. And Marceau says you can't have a mobile kitchen if your shit ain't mobile. Basically. He asked if they're loaning or if she's borrowing, and they let them know that they are giving her this money. I'm sorry, loaning or borrowing, it's the same damn thing. If they're loaning or they're giving it to her, and Tisha says they're giving it to her because they have the means to do so, and it's family, and that's what's right. Now, Tisha brings up the fact that Marceau is not here for it. Tisha brings up the fact, well, you're doing business with Martell, who tried to destroy your family. And he's like, well, your mama tried to do the same thing. So what's the difference here? And for once, I was like, Marceau, you have a point. You have a point, my friend.
I mean, he did. But Tisha basically said that, Martell actually came out and created rumors versus my mother bringing me rumors that were already out.
And Tisha says, well, the reason my mom is bringing me rumors because you out here with your business partners doing, God knows what. And I said, well, Tisha, it's about time you spoke up.
Right? Because I could have sworn she was going to leave it just like that. Melody and Tiffany are on the road, headed to Utah, Alabama. Okay.
Who knew there was a Utah, Alabama? We thought it was the Utah over there.
And Tiffany says she is super excited to, get some answers. Now, unfortunately, the school that her mama or daddy went to
burned down.
And all the records are lost. So now they're going to go to the local newspaper, and see if they can get some answers that way. They are determined.
They really are determined. That's
I think deep. I wouldn't even thought of that. I would have just been like, oh, damn, well, all the records is gone. Well,
that's it.
Daddy, I couldn't find him.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. She's getting back into the biological dad testing negative. And apparently she thinks the mom is ashamed because of this. Because, I'm sorry,
Melody thinks she's ashamed.
Because of this. Because her mom ain't talked to her since. Tiffany thinks that it could be denial. Because, it's like a sore spot for her in her life, and she doesn't want to think about it. And this means the world to Tiffany, but this is a, bad place in her mother's life. Now, of course, the baby conversation comes up. Tiffany says she has to go to the doctor, and, she's considering either, getting this IUD taken out.
Or getting it put back in.
Or getting it taken out and getting it replaced. And Mel wants to know what Lewis's perspective is on having a baby. Everybody want to know Lewis thing, because all we hear is about Tiffany. And she says, he feels like I'm too busy for a baby. And she's like,
and I need to take care of him.
Maybe you need to listen to what he's saying. And she feels like it might, change some things. Lewis might want to get out more now if they have a baby, and because he stays in the house. Melody just says no. Or he'll be like, you go on about your business. I'm here in the house still with the baby. Now, Mel, in the midst of this conversation, she basically falls asleep.
Mel was like,
yeah, Tiffany was doing a lot of talking. I don't know if it's because she was driving or what, but they finally.
That's how I feel when I talk to you sometimes.
What do you mean? That I fall asleep?
I feel like a lot of the times when we're in the car and I'm talking, and then I'll look back and you're asleep.
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
I rebuke this. Mel and Tiffany make it to the newspaper. It's called The Democrat. And Tiffany goes up to the office manager and, she lets her know, hey, I was born in 1987. Her biological father is from here. And she is trying to, find out who he might be. Now, she shows her the newspaper from that year, and she sees all these things about KKK and MLK and go back to Africa. And she is just like, first of all, I didn't know she was born in 1987.
She's younger than us. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought.
That's crazy.
I was like,
right. It's a mind fuck.
So they asked the editor, John, how long he's been there. And he says they've been in Greene County since 1976. And she tells him that she's trying to put together, some type of timeline to see who her mother was hanging out with. And he tells her white people weren't out in the public, in the public news after 1968. So he tells her, you need to understand in Greene County, that Greene County has 80%, more population of Black people that took over the county. And, after that, the white people kind of left, they took over the school system, took over the county, and the white people kind of left. And they went on to private schools, kind of like, I guess, a school named Warrior Academy. So she asked for information like that from Warrior Academy. And he's like, you would have to find someone white and in charge to get some type of information like that. And he tells her, if you're a biracial child from an interracial relationship, you're dealing with a very serious question, because at that time, if you were Black and involved with a white person in 1970 in Greene County, that was almost a basis for lynching a person. So I think now Tiffany's a little bit worried, that maybe something happened to her father, could have been lynched, or, what the case may be. So Tiffany says it adds some more complexity and more frustration. And, it feels like someone's hiding something. Melody is ready to go get some more answers. Okay, so they leave, they're like, bye, okay, we see you later. And they go across the street. And
Mel's like, let me unzip my blouse so we can help us get this answer.
She get some answers. And they run into a guy named Marcus, who is a barbershop owner. And they asked him if he was born and raised here. He was like, yeah, all my life. I was born in 1969. And they show him a picture
that
of her
she
mother.
Lucked up. She really did.
She really
just
did.
Even running.
But it seems like a really small town. And you know what? It actually reminded me of where we used to go in North Carolina, like where everybody kind of knew each other.
Right.
So they show Marcus the picture, and he says he does recognize her, but she used to hang out with another white girl, but he can't think of her name. So
right.
I guess that's kind of a dead end. And they ask him, if they know anything about a lynching that happened, because a Black guy got a white woman pregnant, or
in 1987.
And he says no. He doesn't know anything about a lynching, about getting a white woman pregnant. around, like any of his friends or, anybody that he was associated with. And, Tiffany she just felt like she'd been through the ringer. She says it's been a lot for one day. She is ready to call it quits for the day.
Right. We at the Sho Nuff tasting event. And we see that Mama Wanda has invited the whole family.
Everybody.
The whole
everybody.
Everybody from the other side of the tracks. So now it was a lot. Okay. So she's hoping that she wants the family to taste the food, but she's also hoping that the family can convince Marceau to invest. Now, I don't know her strategy. I don't know. It might have been a little off. We see, maybe I'm wrong, Tavares, but I know they call him T-Man.
Oh, T-Man. Yeah, I just wrote it as T-Man.
Oh, okay. And Tiffany, who apparently is going to be working on the food truck. They're both helping out. T-Man tells Tiffany that his girl is pregnant. I don't know. Just follow me. Just ride with me on this, y'all, because I was confused too. Then she takes him outside and she's like, I didn't want to tell anybody. Like, why would you? And he's like, well, people are going to find out eventually. It gets real tricky, y'all. Just follow me. So then Tisha is looking for a T-Man. She wants to talk to him, chop it up with him. He finally sees her. She's like, how you doing? Is everything going okay? I really just wanted to, check up on you. And then he's like, oh, well, I know, I'm just still going through a divorce and, I got shit going on and things ain't the best financially, but, and I was moving too fast and I met this girl and now we got a baby on the way. And Tisha's like, well, sir, you don't believe in condoms? And he's like, oh, that's so 80s. That's so 80s.
Oh, HIV is still out here.
Right. Tisha also lets him know it's more than about the HIV of it all. It's more about the fact that you bringing babies out here and you need to make sure that you financially support them. So now you're going to have to really get out here and grind. Yeah, Tisha feels it's very irresponsible for him to have someone pregnant and he's in the middle of divorce. And yeah, he needs to get on his shit. We learned Tiffany is also going through a divorce. I said, well, what in the hell?
I think that's her cousin, right?
Right. That's her cousin too. Tisha lets her know and reassures her that she's going to be there for her and her 5 children. So Marceau gets approached by, I'm going to assume it's cousin Bernard.
I think it is cousin.
Now, Bernard, as Marceau says, is the male version of Miss Wanda. And when I say he is, and I'm here for Bernard, okay? He don't make no damn sense, but he be trying to make good points, but it's hard when you don't make no damn sense, right? So Bernard says, oh, you gonna get it now. You over here, what is it you call it? You gonna get the
you call me a
now.
a Minigan. He said a minion, man.
Minion, Bernard. And so basically he's still yelling at him. And he said, you said we was from the other side of the tracks. You disrespected my family. Because you're a controlling freak. And I love what Marceau says. You have too many women. And he's like, you mean it?
He said you got to put it together. It's control freak. You can't say I'm a controlling freak. He said, no, you're both.
And you got too many women.
Yeah.
And then he says, no, Tisha is enough woman for me. Mm-hmm. Bernard then asked him where he was in Atlanta. Every T-Man comes in.
What hotel you was at?
The whole family is now around Marceau and they want to know, is that your back? So Marceau says, well, do y'all want to see my back? I hope not, but y'all can see my back.
Well, he said, no, he said something about doing it.
No. I'm going to get to that. Oh. Then he says, and they're like, well, were you there? And he said, crazy enough, I was there. I was looking for another spot to open up another location for Black. And
then he went out to dinner and he took pictures. So he had timestamps as proof he was there and what he was doing. And we don't know what time he's supposed to be at the hotel though. I mean,
so the cousins are like us, the audience. They're like, no, Nick, just say no. Just say no that you're not doing anything. And we know Marceau won't do that. So then he says, well, you know, at this point, I just think the only way to really know is if we do a smell test. And he's like, you know, it's kind of inappropriate, me being your cousin and all, but, you know, I'll allow you to do it this time. I said, Marceau. If I knew your middle name, I would say it. Marceau. Really? The inappropriateness of it all.
You got me. Bernard came out and said, you are a stone-blooded liar.
Right. A stone-blooded liar.
A stone cold liar or a cold, I don't know, or a cold-blooded liar. What the?
Y'all, it was a hot ass mess.
It was a lot. It was a whole lot.
Basically, the cousins just keep saying, he keeps going around the truth. He's like, basically, I do enough to provide. And I love when her one cousin was like, men need to do more than just provide. Mm-hmm. You better speak on it, so slow.
And Tiffany just wants to know, are you staying true to her?
Right.
Like, that's, you know, she says, you know, we're hearing like all these rumors. We just want to know if you're staying true to her. And Tisha wants to hear it also. She feels like Tisha always comes in and defends him, but he kind of leaves her out to dry.
And what's so crazy, I noticed Tisha did not jump in to defend him.
She wants
to know.
And Marceau says, if he was cheating, would he say no? And they're like, yeah, more than likely you would. He's like, what difference does it make what answer I give? I mean, he has a point, but they are also right. I just want to hear you say it. I want to hear, because if you don't say it, or if you do say it, then you know that you're lying to me. Tisha feels like, you know, he puts himself in these situations by not, you know, just answering the question.
Agreed.
And he says the question alone shows a lack of trust. And she says sometimes you answer the question for not just her, but so that people know the truth. And he said he don't give a fuck about what other people think. So, you know,
Marceau.
She says that she is not naive. She's not stupid. You know, she knows how to do the research if she feels that she needs to get information. And Bernard said, I beg to differ. Okay. Bernard says his issue is Marceau always likes to overrule and overtalk, and says Tisha is very humble. Like when she told him to go to therapy. Miss Wanda's loud ass starts yelling about the damn potatoes, and how they almost ready, and it's a long time, and it'll be worth. It's a long line, it'll be worth your time. Actually, kind of cute though.
That was cute.
T-Man goes to Miss Wanda and tells her that, you know, he told everyone, including Tisha, that he got a baby on the way. And she's like, well, you just now telling me too. And he's like, no. I told you. She was like, look, you didn't tell me it was for sure. It was a for sure thing. He's like, yeah, okay, it is. So he says, we definitely need to get this truck up and running because I got some kids to take care of. So she like, this truck ain't gonna be enough, you know, to support all them damn babies. Better come up with another motherfucking plan.
I want to know how many kids T-Man actually got.
He got 3 kids.
Oh, 3.
Mm-hmm. T-Man goes and sits next to Marceau and says, you know, the food is good. You know, we need to get this food truck up and running. And I guess this is the convincing that's supposed to be happening. And Marceau says, you know, he's got to look at it a different way. Putting all this money into a food truck and you wondering if it's even going to start. And Bernard is just aggravated. He says, you're being cheap. You don't want to support nothing. You're always making excuses. Just say no. You don't need an excuse to say no. Just say no. I said, God damn, man. So then Kiki walks in. Literally, I felt like the air just left all the room. Okay.
How did Kiki got an invite to the party?
It's family, I guess. And you know, she goes up to T-Man, literally right past Marceau and Tisha, gives him a hug and act like they don't exist. Tisha's cousin is telling them that, you know, they're going to come up with a business proposal to present with him, you know, a better business proposal. And Marceau says in a confessional that, there is so much tension in this damn room between Kiki and Tisha, and it is about to go down. They ended, of course, to be continued, with them staring each other down.
Damn them. Thank you guys for what I feel like is a super quick review. It went by super fast. We appreciate you joining us. Please make sure, if you haven't, that you hit that like button, you comment, you subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And we will catch you. This thing wants to go on a little vacation, so our Love and Marriage Huntsville is going to be a little delayed. I'm just letting you know in advance, but it's my fault. But I got to give. Don't get on trees when she goes on vacation. I got to give the girls some time off. You know, they get a little rowdy. So yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you later for our next review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Have a good night. Mwah.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe.